Hello friends, so today in this video I'm going to show you what is an array. I'm going to tell you what is an array, and then I'm going to show you how to accept an array from the user and display it. Okay, so what is an array? What is an array? So an array is basically a data structure which consists of one or more an element having the same data type, and all these elements are referenced to a single name by the help of indexing and all. Okay, so I'll tell you what does this actually mean. Okay, so suppose we are in a company and we want to write a program to store all the employee IDs. Okay, and what will we do? We'll like declare all variables, like it is integer, suppose. So integer one, integer a is equals to employee ID one's ID. Okay, then second employee, then third employee. There are we have to take many variables, right? So what here the array comes into picture. Okay, so it basically helps us to keep all the employee ID uh, in a single variable name. Okay, by using indexing. So I'll talk about it while I'll be writing the program. Okay, I'll show you how to declare it and all. So first I'll be like talking about some properties of an array. Okay, so array in Java is different than how we use array in C or C++. Okay, here the array is a object. Okay, so array is object. I'll tell you how it is an object. So basically it's just an object in this, and we have to allocate memory differently. I'll show you the declaration also once we write the code. Okay, and then it is dynamically allotted. Okay, so the indexing in the array starts from 0. Always. Okay, and then all the elements in this array in Java are initialized to 0. Okay, elements are initialized to 0. So you might say that if array is an object, then what is its superclass? Okay, what class is it instance of? Okay, so the superclass of array is object class. Okay, object class. And an array can contain any of the primitive data type, or it can also contain objects in Java. Okay, there is we can keep objects in an array, and then the data type of the array itself will be object. Okay, basically as the array is an object of the class object. Okay, so it's not the same memory allocation as the array in C or C++. It uses heap. Okay, and although when we use when all the elements are primitive data type, the memory allocation is contiguous. Okay, as it is in array. What contiguous memory allocation means is uh, when we enter the element, each element comes after other element. Okay, it means there is no spacing, there is no random anywhere, they are not placed randomly anywhere in this memory. Okay, they are sequentially placed in the memory. Okay, now I'll just open Eclipse and then I'll show you how do we actually initialize and create the array. Okay, so here we have a class array example. So an array declaration has two components. Okay, the actual name of the array by which we will be referencing it or calling it anywhere we need to use the values in the array, and the type of the array. So how we declare is, suppose we want to take an integer type of array. So integer, let's say the name is array arr. We use these box brackets to like differentiate it from the normal integer data type, and the array equal to new. As it is object, we need to like specify the we need to use this new keyword to specify and allocate the memory in the we need to allocate the memory itself. Okay, it's not initialized until we do this. It will be there, but there is no physical memory allocated to it unless we do this. Okay, so new integer, then box bracket, and we have to like specify the size, what size of array are we going to use. So let's just take 10. Okay, so you can like have a array of different types. You just have to change this data type from integer to float or double, or you can even have Boolean, or you can just directly specify a class name and you can like create an array of that class's objects, objects of that class. Okay, so we'll just like before accepting it actually from the user, I'll just like specify, just hard code it for the first time. You can use curly brace and then write the value like, let's say 1 2 3 4. Okay, so this is an array which is having 4 elements, and then the name of this array is this. So if we want to print it, we'll just like array is, we'll just like print the first element of this array, which will tell you how the indexing works actually. So the indexing in an array starts from 0 always. Okay, so I'll just show you how array in the 0th element. Okay, let's just run this. As you can see, the 0th element is 1. Similarly, like we can do the first element, so it should display 2. Okay, and so on and so forth. Okay, suppose what happens if you use the more, if you specify here more than the capacity of array, like this is having 4 elements, so 0 1 2 3, so the indexing should go from 0 to 3. If you, what happens if you do like 4, so what happens? So I'll just show you. Here you can see there is an exception here. So Java detects that the array size is 4, and so the indexing goes from 0 to 3. How can you be asking for a value which is at 4, because there are only 0 to 3 index. Okay, so it shows java.lang.array index out of bounds exception. So it just tells the user that you are using the value which is not present in the array. The array is small and you are specifying a higher value which is not present. Okay, so as I said before, the array is initialized to 0. Okay, so I'll just remove this and then I'll just write 10. Okay, so the fourth location here, the fourth location in this array should be 0 now. Okay, let's just see. Okay, any location, you might say like 9, the last location, it should also come out 0. So all the locations in this array will come out to be 0 because we have not assigned any value to these any values to in this array, and all the values are 0. But what happens if the type is not numeric? Okay, it is understandable for float, double, and all those. Float, double, and integer, it will come out to be 0. But what happens if the array is of booleans, let's say? So if the array is of boolean type, it is always initialized as false. Okay, in case of references, it is always a references in the sense like objects, it is always initialized to null value. Okay, so let's just again code an array. This is like if you want to show single value, like we specify the index and then it will display that array location. What happens if we want to like show all the location at once? So what we do is we use for loops. Okay, how do we use this? Like I'll just write it and I'll just skip this part. So what I did is I wrote a for loop which is going to start from 0 and it will go till the length of the array increment by 1. Okay, so what happens now? I like display the array here all at once. Okay, let's just run this. So it's like how we display. Let's just say if you want to accept the array from the user, I'll just copy this to save some time. Let's just say this is and then we'll have 10 here, and then if you want to accept the values of the array from the user, what you will do is you like use a for loop and let's say array I equal to, so you have to create an object for scanner class. You can see the previous videos how to accept what is scanner class and we know about that. And let's say okay, so let's see dot next, and it is an integer data type, so integer. So what this will do is it will start from 0 to the length of the array as usual, and then as the value of I goes on with the for loop, will like accept multiple values for the array. Okay, so let's just run this and we'll see. So here you can write like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 8 1 2. Okay, so what it did is we just gave some values here to 22 and then it just displayed this here. Okay, I'll just make this program more like user friendly and I'll just skip the part and I'll show you how to, I'll show the execution part of it. Okay, so let's just take for example 5 again generally. to just see this. Okay, after we run this, it's asking value for index location 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the array entered is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is how you can like accept the array and then pass it through. You can also accept the size of the array. The same method, like you can use a variable size and then integer data type, and then you can pass it in this array. I'll just show you how to do it. You can like do integer size equal to integer size and then equal to sc dot next integer. We'll just give a message to the user first. We'll like enter the size. For array, and then the user will enter the size, and you can just pass this size here. So sometimes it shows error. So what you can do is, let's just run this and see. Okay, so we'll take 4 location and then 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just get. So that's all for this video. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.